Welcome to PSA Squash Extra, your monthly roundup of all the biggest news and best action from the PSA World Tour. Dubai took centre stage in June as the world's best players descended on the Emirate for the 2016-17 PSA Dubai World Series Finals. The best-of-3 format threw up some exceptionally tight games in the group stages, with Kamil Serm and Mohamed El Shorbagy both coming out on top after gruelling encounters. Down. In the women's draw, England's Laura Mazzaro retained her title, coming from behind to win 2-1 in the semis against Narong Gohar. And then showing her class with a comprehensive 3-love victory over world champion Noor El Sherbini in the final. In the men's event, James Willstrop looked back to his absolute best, showing incredible accuracy to overcome Ali Farag in the final group game to book his slot in the semi-finals.
11-6, match to Willstrop, 2-1.
There he took out the world champion Kareem Abdul-Gawad in straight games to secure his first ever World Series Finals final.
Next to Willstrop.
He was joined in the final by Egypt's Mohamed El Shorbagy, who edged out Simon Rosner in an epic semi-final in which he came from behind to take the second game and saved 2 match balls in the third.
Shot. 14-12, match to El Shorbagy, 2-1.
And the world number 3 made the most of his opportunity, beating Willstrop 3-love in the final to claim his first World Series Finals crown and ending a tough season on a high.
I really hope you guys know what this win today means to me. You know, this tournament has been a dream. The way I was playing the whole tournament, I didn't expect myself to play the whole way I did. Every single point I played. It's been quite an interesting season for me, and you know, a few weeks ago I got my motivation back. Something clicked on, and I wanted to play squash again. I felt like I want to play, I want to win, I want to be back to who I was again. You know, I did let a lot of people down this season, my team, my mother, and you know, this win for sure is for her. You know, we've both been through a lot. She's been through a lot, and.
It's clearly a very emotional time for you winning this, and you've got some great support here with you this week as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone who came today and supported the whole tournament, really. I want to thank James for playing an amazing match. You know, I want to congratulate him and his team. You know, the way he came back from his injury, you know, to come back to the top 10 and to make it to the final this tournament. You know, I think he played amazing squash. And all credit to him, you know, he's been an inspiration for me, watching him playing when I was growing up, and now I'm getting to play in my first final ever I play against him, so it's such an honor for me to play against him, against someone, one of the greatest of the sport.
The quality of squash in Dubai prompted debate amongst the squash community about the merits of the best-of-3 matchups, with the likes of Malcolm Willstrop proposing a wholesale move to the format. We asked PSA COO Lee Beechell what he thought of the tournament as a whole and the prospect of including best-of-3 elsewhere on the tour.
I think it's really interesting that the debates come on the back of the World Series Finals, and I think it's a really healthy debate. The level of squash, and as I've mentioned before, the spectacle of squash, I think people really enjoyed watching that week of squash. I think it's certainly something that we should be looking at, and I completely appreciate the traditionalists looking at squash, and I've certainly read and heard many views, which is all great. But I think it's definitely something that we should look at trialing, whatever, over the coming months, years. I think there's sports that are a lot bigger than squash, who are also looking at the format of their events, how their sport's played. But I think for me, and this is my personal view, I think the fact that the top players in the world can play a best-of-3 match at that intensity and recover in time to be able to do that day in, day out, I think is a massive bonus for us.
Dubai also played host to the 2016-17 PSA Player Awards. Noronha Hart and Diego Elias picked up the Young Player Awards, and it was a French double in the biggest prize of the evening as Gregory Gaultier and Camille Serme took the Player of the Year honours.
I didn't expect it actually, even though I won 2 big tournaments this year. No won the World Open, and a few girls, Ranim and Laura, they all won big tournaments, so I really thought it could be anyone actually.
Another achievement. I'm really proud of to have been voted the Player of the Year, and it's the first time this happened to me, so as I said before, better late than never. So yeah, it's kind of amazing for myself, you know. I'm not comparing, you know, to anybody else, you know, achievement, and I'm quite surprised, you know, with the way it went this year, with the way I came back, you know.
Another big winner in Dubai was Squash Xtra contest winner Samantha Ward, who won flights to Dubai, accommodation and tickets to the World Series finals, courtesy of Falcon Associates. Samantha had this to say about her once-in-a-lifetime trip.
It's been amazing. It's been pretty surreal, to be honest, being here at this venue. Having a court in this venue is surreal in itself. But yeah, I've been able to see the players around and chat to them, and they've been very friendly and approachable, so it's been really awesome. The squash has been great. I couldn't have asked for a better squash week, a better week of squash. The consistency and the quality has been awesome, so it's been really good. Very privileged to be here.
Away from the courts, and the PSA Foundation became an officially registered charity this week, forming the charitable arm of the PSA. The foundation aims to support and grow squash globally through community involvement, elevating equal opportunity and fostering player well-being. Elsewhere, and we spoke to former world number 20 Chris Simpson about his comeback from injury and the trials and tribulations caused by an extended layoff.
Yeah, it was really frustrating. I felt like the last year had gone really well, and I felt at the time like I was really playing well. I got back to my equal highest in the world rankings, and I had quite a busy schedule planned for the start of 2017, and then I'd sort of, with the hip, it had been niggling for a while, but I didn't really, I didn't think it was much more than a niggle, and I didn't maybe realise the severity of the injury. And then once I got a scan and realised what was going on in there, it was, you know, it's time to get it sorted out. And you know, this it's part of sport, and I think when I look back, it was frustrating, but at the same time, I'd had probably 6 years of being relatively injury-free, so I'm glad that I managed to get those 6 years, and hopefully I can get another.
Another player on the comeback trail is Scotland's Greg Lobbin. He returned to the tour following his serious hamstring injury, in top form in New Zealand, winning the Invercargill Open and taking the runners-up spot in the Squash XL Open.
First, I'd just like to thank everyone here, especially Squash City, the club. It's a great atmosphere. Things like you do last night with the cooking and the big party going on after. I didn't stay too late, but I'm sure it turned into some carnage. Yep. I heard tonight will probably as well. So yeah, everyone, especially in the red shirts, you were my go-tos every week. If at the start of the week we needed the court swept a bit, if we wanted to take him back to the hotel, you were always first. And it was always no problem to you, so I'd just like to thank you guys for all that. Squash New Zealand for great scheduling. It allows us players to come over and play these tournaments. I was in Palmy last week, Auckland next week, and it gives us a chance to play your tournaments, so thank you to you guys.
Earlier in June, Egypt's Yusuf Solomon took the honours in the International Squash of Madeira Island Open in Portugal. The win marked his 5th tournament title and the biggest win so far on the PSA World Tour. experienced Australian campaigner Mike Corran picked up the 52nd title of his career at the City of Kalgoorlie and Boulder Golden Open, while Welshman Joel Makin upset the home crowd to win in the final of the Select Gaming Kent Open. Scotland's Lisa Aiken took the women's title at the Fitzbert Row Lawyers New Zealand International Classic, but it was the local player Amanda Larners Murphy who then beat the Scotswoman to take the title at the Matamar Open. Courtesy of his win in Madeira, Solomon has moved up 7 places in this month's rankings to number 47, a new career high, with Lobban going from 67 to 44. Lobban's rise is bettered by that of compatriot Lisa Aiken as she climbs from 105 to 71 in the women's standings. Courtesy of his run of 2 titles and a runner-up finish during a 3-week stint in New Zealand, Greg Lobban has been named the June PSA Men's Player of the Month, while it was England's Laura Mazzaro who picked up the women's title after her successful defence of the World Series Finals title. We're updating our archive this summer with new tournaments from yesteryear being added every week. You can already see the 2000, 2002 and 2003 Super Series finals, and from Monday there will be matches including the great Jahangir and Jancha Khan. The new season will be upon us before you know it, and you can grab tickets to see some of the brightest and up-and-coming players at the Open International de Nantes now by heading to opensquashnorth.fr. And there's still time to grab tickets for the grandest stage of them all, as the Women's and Men's World Championships take place in Manchester from the 11th to the 17th of December. Visit PSAWorldChampionship.com for more info. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and be sure to claim your free digital membership at PSAWorldTour.com to get early access to highlights as well as exclusive interviews and features.